You ever wonder why Donald Trump keeps circling back to one of the coldest places on Earth? Greenland. Back in 2019, people laughed when Donald Trump suggested buying it. Ice, snow, polar bears. End of story, right? Well, what if Greenland was never about land and it's about energy, resources, and who controls the future of money? Because when you connect Greenland to Bitcoin, blockchain, and American economic power, everything changes. In 2026, the idea is back, but this time, it's not a purchase. It's a framework deal. Mineral rights, energy access, strategic control. But why now? Because geopolitics has collided with technology, and the Arctic isn't just a frozen territory anymore. It's the next global chessboard. Greenland sits on a massive reserve of rare earth elements that include neodymium, dysprosium, and many, many others. These are just two materials that power semiconductors, advanced batteries, AI systems, and crypto mining hardware. The U.S. has committed over $1.6 billion to rare earth mining. That's not a coincidence. That's preparation. Control the materials, control the machines, control the future economy. Now Bitcoin. Plans point to what could become the largest Bitcoin mining operation in the world. Where? In Greenland. Why? Well, cheap renewable energy, natural cooling, massive scale. Bitcoin mining consumes power like a nation. Greenland could make US-based mining dominant. And that matters because the foundation for a strategic Bitcoin reserve was laid in 2025. Energy plus Bitcoin equals leverage. Now let's zoom out. Thinkers like Peter Thiel talk about network states, crypto-native societies, and tokenized economies. Greenland is vast, underpopulated, super flexible, perfect for experimentation, and the interest is real. Capital tied to names like Bezos, Gates, and Thiel, linked firms, is already positioning around Greenland's mineral wealth. This isn't science fiction, it's a strategy. And here's where it connects. World Liberty Financial, linked to Trump's ecosystem, is moving toward a banking charter. Crypto meets traditional finance. Their network touches major exchanges, infrastructure layers, and satellite-powered DeFi. And now, Zebec Network. Real-time payroll, streaming payments, on-chain cards. With stablecoin integration, Zebec is already powering on-chain payroll at scale. Now imagine stablecoins backed by energy, minerals, and real-world assets. That's not replacing the dollar. That's upgrading it. This is why ISO 222 matters. XRP, Stellar, Quant, Algorand, Hedera, XDC, and Zebec, just to name a few. These are all built for global banking rails, which includes SWIFT, Fedwire, all institutional settlement. They're not fringe, they're infrastructure. In a digital world, power doesn't come from land alone. It comes from resources, energy, and financial rails. Greenland may look frozen, but it could be the key to the next financial order. Overblown? Well, this may be the most important strategic move of a decade.
Turn it up. Zebec Nation.
Zebec Nation, tap in, lock in. I'm on deck, call signal, no distortion. Hot news, breaking cultural thought of it. From protocol to the population compliance coordinated.
Zebec.
Nation.
Want the pulse?
You're tuned in.
Zebec Nation.
Welcome to the Zebec Nation podcast, your home for everything Zebec Network, ZBCN, crypto news, geopolitical news, and we may even sprinkle in a little bit of sports news. I'm your host, ZBCN Man. And before we get started, I'd like to welcome everyone. If this is your first time watching, which it probably is because this is our first podcast, if you could do us a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and if you would be so kind, it helps the algorithm to leave a little love note for us in the comments. I'm joined tonight by Throbbing Lantern, Zebec United, also known as Sergeant D-Man. I got Patriot Party in the house as well. Heavy Hitter 360. Everyone knows him from his X Spaces. I got Captain Zach ZBCN. Everyone knows him from all of his art that he puts out. And running the show tonight, Samurai, Zebec Samurai. Patriot Party, man, what's going on in the news? I've heard a lot.
Thanks, Z-Man. What isn't going on in the news this week? I mean, crypto's been volatile. It's all over the place. Precious metals up and then crashing. And the release of all this, the Epstein files and all this geopolitical stuff. So a lot going on, a lot to cover, and it all definitely has an effect on what we're holding.
Oh, absolutely, man. So, hey, who else has heard about this news? Who hasn't heard about this news today? I'm sure everyone has. Throbbing, what are your thoughts on it, man?
The news in relation to the Epstein files?
Yeah, man.
Nice. All right. Well, I think everyone that has a conspiracy friend should go tell them that they are very sorry for not believing them for years, because a lot of people like me and Patriot are fully behind Zebec Network right now, and with their ISO compliance, that shows that they are very serious about anti-money laundering, trafficking, and that's basically why I believe the ISO coins are chosen over Bitcoin. Bitcoin is nothing. Bitcoin is trash. Sorry for saying that for all the Bitcoin maxis out there, but that's just my opinion. But it's coming out, and I feel very vindicated. And the Ripple CEO, the former Ripple CEO David Schwartz actually posted about it, and I wanted Samurai to show it. I want him to put it on the screen.
I got it right here.
So what are we looking at here, man?
You want me to narrate it? I'll narrate it. Or I mean, I'll just read it. So basically says, I'm not sure what the relationship with Jed and the team are. Jed is the CEO of Stellar, and he also has a hand in making VELO. I know obviously some of the players, but this is a problem for us. Would one of you please give me a call at redacted? I can explain some of the issues, but basically I've been asked by the other co-founders to reduce or take your allocation away. Ripple and Jed's new Stellar are bad for the ecosystem which we are building, and it does our company damage to have investors who are backing two horses in the same race. So this communication is basically just showing that Bitcoin was used for trafficking, and that's my opinion on the topic.
Who is Austin? Do we know who Austin is?
Austin Hill. That's his name, I believe. Does anyone know who Austin Hill is? I have no idea. Maybe we can, Samurai, maybe you can look up and see who he is, and we can get a little more information on him. So going back to Patriot, and then I'll get to you, Heavy. Heavy, do you have something to say on this matter?
It's been a long time coming, for sure. A lot of people, been requesting this information, and there's been a lot of back and forth whether it was going to come out or not. Things getting held up. Yeah, it's on my desk. Yeah, it's not on my desk. We can't find this. We can't find that. And now we're here, and we have everything, and it's pretty wild. So there's just a lot to unpack. I didn't get a chance to really dive into it and see all the crazy stuff that's going on, but there's been a ton of stuff online, and yeah, there's just a lot going on there, man.
Yeah. Well, it's all good, man. You've been doing a whole lot of research on what Zebec's been doing this week. We'll get back to that later on. Just appreciate your thoughts on it. Hey, Devin, do you have any thoughts on this today? Have you kept up with the news?
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to not keep up with everything that's going on today. And there, what happens in the dark eventually comes out to the light. So if these allegations are true, everything that's happened, then they deserve everything that's coming their way. And it just gives me more conviction that I'm in the correct project.
Absolutely, man. I agree.
I just
So
want to
going
step
back,
in
go
real
ahead.
quick. A quick little AI overview of Austin Hill. Apparently, Austin Hill is a veteran investor and co-founder and former CEO of Bitcoin infrastructure company Blockstream. With roots to early internet privacy and cryptographic, he has spent decades in the space, raising over $250 million for various technology ventures.
Skin in the game. um, so does everyone agree then? And we'll go around the table again. But as far as that whole case against Ripple when it came up, and the fact that you could see in emails that there were a lot of Bitcoin maxis that were trying to hold it down. Does that definitely then say that there was more to it than just what the SEC was trying to do, and it went a lot deeper than that? What are your thoughts? Whoever.
I think they were definitely trying to stop this new system from impeding in their system. I think they were trying to remain control over the ecosystem, and they definitely saw Ripple and Stellar as direct competitors to their share of this ecosystem.
That makes a lot of sense. Does anyone else have any thoughts on this? Go a little deeper into the whole news that came out today?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've all been waiting for this for a long time, but I think it really shows us the battle that we're really truly in. This is a spiritual battle. And make no mistake, when Trump said that we're coming into the golden ages, it had multiple meanings. Golden ages being we're going back to a gold standard because we have to break a financial system that has us in control, but also golden ages meaning spiritual from dark to light. And so you have to look at who we're battling here. Now the truth's out. You see the level of evil that exists. Okay. And what are their mechanisms of control? Well, it's through financial systems. It's how they control the media. They control everybody at the highest levels of government. And that is basically, the systems that are used to keep us in paralysis. Now, a lot of us have known this for a long time, and you look at it and God bless everybody here in crypto, the 7%ers, because we are the legends. We're the ones that are fighting for freedom. We're the ones, and truly, it's about fighting for freedom, because you know being able to get away from the banks and the systems of control, and having our autonomy from that is really how you take down that empire, so to speak. And you're seeing it being played out in every facet of the geopolitical stages right now, with the Federal Reserve, with the IRS, now the Epstein files, and everybody that's implicated and complicit. The banks are in those. You can't say that they weren't a part of it. So we're seeing the truth. And what's Trump trying to do? He's front running, trying to show us that, they debanked him. He wants to show that there's a new system and a new way. And we all need to come together as a crypto community and stand together as one and stop fighting or being divided, because we're not competing with each other. We are bringing the solution together. So that's my, take on it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, Patriot. And it's for me, being a person who has somewhat of influence on X, I've been doing everything I can recently to really build those bridges when it comes to other crypto communities, because we are all in this together. I mean, you look today, you look at the markets, we all bled together, except for like maybe one coin today in Canton, and it's going to come down too, because everything doesn't go up forever. But I think it's important what you said there, coming together in this, because there's a change coming in this system, because it has to happen. There's a need for this system to be changed. And maybe that's why a lot of these crypto companies that came up as crypto companies originally are now getting their banking licenses and things like that, because they're going to be there to replace those banks. Does anyone have any thoughts on that, as far as like Neo banks replacing your old aging banks?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially because this is a chance for us to make actual interest and APY on our funds. It's a way for us, the normal person, to be able to use their money to make money, not the current system where these banks get to lend out your money at astronomical rates, and we barely even get a tenth of a percent of interest on it. And so anything that we can do now that can also help out the average person, like every person here, I'm all for it.
Not to mention that we'll also have control of our own money and be able to make our own decisions with it. I think that's important too.
Hey, Captain Zach, do you have any thoughts on this, man? I didn't mean to leave you out, but like, do you have any thoughts on what Patriot was talking about or what Devin was talking about or Heavy?
I mean, who doesn't like getting paid by the second? I mean, to have banks take your money and make money off of what your hard-earned work, uh, that's why I'm in it. I want to get paid. I want to get paid and be able to use my own money to make money. I don't want banks to make money off what I'm making. So that to me is worth everything for me.
Absolutely, man. Does anyone else have anything to add to that as far as the neo banking system is coming to replace the old system?
Yeah, it's by design. It's truly by design. So at the end of the day, you're trying to cut out the old system. You're trying to cut out the control because they've made all the rules, and so bringing it new system with new rules provides sovereignty to everybody and makes it a level playing field. And that's equal rights for everybody. And so it's a great move.
That's so true. And we've heard that a lot in recent years, a level playing field. Uh, yeah, Brad Garlinghouse talked about that a lot, and now more and more people in the industry are really talking about that level playing field, as well as people that are in the government that have been talking about that.
And not only that, I would think about all the security. You can see every move every government makes, everybody makes. I think it's the best move for everybody all around.
Yeah, well, a lot of transparency there. Moving stuff around, all that funny stuff. Bye bye.
Everything's tracked. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely exciting times. Exciting times, great technology. I mean, it was about time we got rid of that dusty old system anyway. I mean, we all know
Yes.
Andrew. He gets paid once a month. I mean, can you believe that? Getting paid once a month and going a whole month without your next paycheck, especially
Yeah,
as
it's
if you
insanity.
were to say if you were a minimum wage worker, you really have to make that one paycheck last.
Right? Not only that, think all the money they made off his money.
Absolutely.
And being a dusty old system, I mean, listen, they're always willing to change the system, but under their rules and pretenses.
Oh man.
Under their rules and pretenses, this
Right.
isn't their rules now. So
Yeah.
you can see that they're fighting every step of the way.
It's a whole
So
nother game.
100%.
100%. Hey, Throbbing, do you have something you want to add to it?
Yeah,
Looks like you
I was just gonna say that everything that's going on right now is basically just pre-planned many years in advance, and I know for a fact Patriot has the same algorithm as me. So what's going on right now is actually just a movie. It's all theatrics. Hold long term. There's no reason to overreact about the market going down. It'll go up, but it'll keep going down until a catalyst. It could be Clarity Act, it could be something else, but regardless, people just can't freak out. Uh, I think the Q military operation, Bearable Guy 123, and Mr. Pool are definitely insiders to this new financial system. They're trying to warn people because they want people to gain generational wealth. So I think that's why I'm here on this podcast. I just want people to understand this, hold long term, nothing to worry about.
And of course, not financial advice.
Non-financial advice, of
not
course.
financial.
Right.
So kind of switching gears, but kind of staying on topic at the same time. Zebec Network, that's why we're here. So they had a space this past week, and I'm sure we were all on it listening. But they had a lot of great things to talk about this past week when it came to privacy. And one of the things that we kind of all noticed, and Heavy's going to get into this with his heavy hitters of the week, but it's kind of like there's been a change as far as the way these spaces are taking place. What are your thoughts, Heavy?
Yeah, definitely. You can really see it all over X and in the in the crypto, I guess, period. That I guess earlier when I got into the crypto and into ZBCN, you seen that like when ZBCN would hold a space or whatever, it would be like they're trying to kind of sell their self and their product to other other companies and have people try to get on board. But I believe that narrative is totally flipped, and now it's like you got the big dogs are asking for ZBCN to be on board. So they're coming to us rather than us going to them, which is huge. And that I feel like that means we're definitely doing something major here, and everybody wants a piece of it. Um, so I've definitely been noticing that the past couple weeks, and definitely more this week than ever. You can just see it; it's out there. And the word's definitely getting out. We're making a lot of noise.
So, what was everyone's biggest takeaways from this past week's spaces that they had? And what were your takeaways from this beyond what Heavy was saying, or Heavy, like if you have takeaways that you want to talk about as well?
Not so much takeaways, I guess. I mean, it was just that their main thing was about like getting some privacy layers involved here. So they had the space on January 27th, and it featured Dash, Houdini Swap, Quai Network, and I believe it was man, can't remember the other name. Hold on a sec. Let me check my notes here.
I'll step in real quick. I thought that Zebec has really positioned themselves in a place of authority in the crypto space, and definitely the other companies see them either as an equal or as somebody who's really coming in and taking over. And there's really no other crypto company that does it like Zebec anyway. So it won't be long until they're all over the place and they'll be the news to talk about.
And then, like right after that, so there was an announcement. Some people pronounce it a Leo or a Leo? Major announcement that came right on the heels of that. And a lot of people in the community were wondering for a long time, when it came to payroll, when it came to those transactions, how are we going to be able to hide those transactions from people seeing them? Because we don't want everyone to know how much we make a year. We don't want everyone to know how much we make an hour. So that partnership really brought in some excitement to the community as far as having more privacy when it came to payroll, and specifically in institutional money when institutions come in, because this is really hitting on the institutional side. And it's one of the major things that Zebec was talking about heading into the new year was the institutional side coming in. So what are your thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, I think listen, as a business owner, I think privacy is super important for reasons that you've already said. Was number one, you don't want employees being able to track and see what other employees are making. That would be a big problem. If you have a big HR problem, you would have people come into your office constantly looking for raises, and it just wouldn't go well. It would be very difficult to run a business. But number two, when it comes to your competition, you definitely don't want your competitors being able to see what kind of volume and what you're paying out, even though a lot of it becomes public information anyway. Them being able to track who you're paying what would give them the ability to maybe come in and offer somebody a few bucks more and take your people. Yep. So you got to remove that competition. So you got to be able to protect that information to be able to protect your company. So definitely privacy is key.
Yeah. And as Zebec shifts forward, confidentiality, LEO and USDCX positions to capture institutional demand for private on-chain payroll. Sector predicted to be prerequisite for mainstream crypto adoption in 26.
It's awesome, man. as you were talking about, and someone else can chime in. Go ahead. I don't want to keep going. If someone else has something to say on this, because I have another thought that came up when he was talking about.
Basically, Zebec is essentially building a privacy layer for the world's money, making it safe for banks and big tech to finally step on the blockchain.
It's 100%. I mean, you got payroll, you got debit cards going out all around the world. So why wouldn't you want the most secure system in the world? I mean, we're partnered with Ghost. We're partnered. There are partnerships left and right with security. So you need the most secure security you could possibly have in this game to protect all money. And everybody wants to be in it, but they want to be secure. Everybody's skeptical and everybody looks other ways because basically we all know everybody thinks crypto's a joke when it comes to talking to your friends or family, and it's hard to get someone in there, but it's not a joke. It's the future. It's coming, and everybody needs to get ready.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, imagine a world where a global company pays 500 employees across the continents in real time every second using USDC, but the specific amounts and recipient details are protected by zero-knowledge proofs. This is exactly what the Alio integration enables.
I didn't really join that space earlier this week because I was pretty busy at work, but Zebec basically keeps
Right.
doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on privacy because one of their other partnerships, I can't remember who it was, but it makes Zebec network quantum resistant. So
Is
everything
that
about it.
Ghost? Is that Ghost OS or there's Ghost and
Ghostware?
Ghost OS? Ghostware and
Right.
Ghost. There's two Ghosts,
That's
I
Ghost.
believe.
Yeah, Ghost OS.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like, and we've talked about this a lot, especially in the Discord.
Hey,
And if you
I don't
haven't-
mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
but we have a special guest coming on right now.
Awesome.
Ding ding.
Awesome. So, without further ado, we have a special guest coming to us this week. And kind of one of the things that we want to do different when it comes to what this podcast does beyond what other ones do is we really want to give a lot of spotlight when it comes to the ZBCN community and the crypto community as a whole, because I can't say that we will only be spotlighting ZBCN people because that's our first love, but we're going to give a lot of spotlight and a lot of love to the crypto community as well. And so without further ado, we're joined by Crypto Queen. She's amazing person on X, and Zach's going to do a little talking with her here. How you doing, Crypto Queen?
Hey everyone, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me tonight.
How's your night going tonight?
Yeah, thanks again for having me. My night's been going well. I've been avoiding all that snow that North Georgia's been getting this weekend, so that's nice. No sliding on the roads down here for me. So hope y'all's weekend is going well.
It's going great. It's cold out here as well. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions for the community, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear them.
All right. So what initially got you into crypto?
Love this question. So for me, if I'm going to have to start from the very beginning, it really started when I kind of came to the realization that most people who become millionaires, supposedly the stat that I saw, 75% are in the market, whether that be stocks or, now the evolving crypto market. So when I kind of realized that, I was like, what, I got to get a piece of this. I want to start as early as I can now that I'm, fully aware, and yeah, I want to get in on the action. All about high risk, high reward. So I started with some call options, and learned some lessons, but then also pretty successful with a few. In particular, I was invested into BTBT, which at the time was a little double dip for like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They mined Bitcoin and then also had an Ethereum treasury, and now they've fully moved to Ethereum, and they've had some ups and downs, but I've definitely appreciated with what they've done, and hopefully they're going to continue to have a good turnout this bull market. And then I am family friends or just close friends with Alpha Lion in real life, and he told me about Zebec, and that's how I got into Zebec and really the crypto market as a whole, because BTBT was on the stock market. But yeah, once I started researching about Zebec, it was a no-brainer. I mean, the more I learned, the more confident I got, the stronger my conviction has gotten. Um, And then I did see a little empty space on the Twitter space, and I just wanted to start adding some good content and I was like, if I'm learning this, at first it was for me because I wanted to have a good little database of everything I'm asking and learning. And I was like, you know what, this will be fun. Maybe some people will also, take from this. And yeah, and then it's just been history from there.
Being a female in a male dominant space, do you see yourself as a pioneer in altcoins?
Uh, let's see. I think if you asked me that question a few months ago, I'd probably give a hard no. But with how I've seen this space evolve and how I just am seeing the trajectory of crypto in general, I do think this is a space that I would like to grow and cultivate and just see where it takes me. So I would love to have a little studio like you guys have tonight. All of you are looking great with the Zebec Nation behind you.
We appreciate you.
So yeah, if I can, orient my life the way I would like in the next few months, then yeah, I'd love to start a little crypto desk, crypto backdrop and get something going. And I'll eventually turn my camera on and start with that. But for now, I'm just going to ease into it.
You could join the Zebec Nation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would be interested in that for sure. I just need to get my schedule on lock, and I've got a new nephew in the family, so I'm just all over the place, and yeah, babies all around are coming. So that my schedule's just a little all over the place because I love helping out and being over there as much as I can. But yes, I would love to be a part of the Zebec Nation podcast.
We would love for you to be with us. It'd be nice to have your voice on here for real.
Thank
And
you.
I'm going to keep bothering you until you come.
What are you most passionate about in your everyday life?
Yeah, friends and family take up a large rent space in my brain for sure. I love being outdoors and being active. Recently just got a little mountain bike, and I've had a blast with that on the little
Nice.
piece of property that we have down in Georgia. And um love all my little fur babies, and love traveling. We'll see what I can fit in this year. But yeah, big fan of travel, big fan of learning about new cultures, and um yeah, just and obviously the crypto space that also takes up a big part of my rent space in my brain nowadays.
Can you tell the audience something you would like others to know about you?
Um yeah, one thing that would be nice to just go ahead and put out there is even I feel like I have such a medium small following, and every now and then I'll get a comment of I'm like shilling or I'm a paid sponsor or whatever the case. And that's not the case for me by any means. Everything I put out there is typed by me, proofread by me, and no one's paying me under the table or getting any checks in the mail so far. So yeah, and then since I am wanting to start doing this more and spend more of my time doing this, I did just put up a little buy me a coffee link. So if anyone wants to support this and getting my little office set up, that would be wonderful. Not required by any means, but just putting that out there. And yeah, other than that, just like open to collabs. Really appreciate the invite to the podcast, and um, yeah, glad to be here.
Well, hey, so we appreciate you coming on. One thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we put that link to buy me a coffee for you um, in this on this podcast. So you have that. And another thing we're going to do is, and you'll see it when this airs, but we're going to show your X page off, your handle and all that good stuff. And if you would just tell everybody right now what your X handle is so everyone can follow you.
Yeah, my name is just Crypto Queen, but the handle is going to be Crypto QN 007 because I never miss, baby.
That's right. All right. Hey, Crypto Queen, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. You're also a pioneer in the podcast. You're our first guest. So, and we look forward to working with you more in the future. I'm sure you're going to join Zebec Nation pretty soon. Thank you.
Thank you all for having me, and y'all have a good rest of your
Appreciate
night.
you, Crypto Queen.
Thank you. You have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Great conversation with Crypto Queen. Everyone go follow her on X. Again, we will put that link at the end of this. And then as we will also put that link to her buy me a coffee. So if you're loving what she's doing and you want to support her, go out and do that. Go follow her. Now back to what we were talking about before. Where does everyone see this going as far as, you know, when is this market gonna come back? 'Cause we heard a whole lot last year. It's like 2025 is gonna be the year, right? And I think really what 2025 was for a lot of these companies that are the chosen ones was, especially the ones that aren't as old, um, were compliance, 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 and getting compliance, and almost felt like it was like they were on a countdown in some ways to get ready for 2026. So what do we think may come this year? Patriot, what do you think, man?
Well, that answer is it's got many layers to it. There's a lot of factors that come into play. We're looking at an old financial system where bonds are being dumped back onto the market. With the yen carry trade unwind, you also have international banks dumping bonds, and then so you see the U.S. dollar was weakened. Um, and it is going to continue to be weakened. That's why you're seeing precious metals go up also, and they went up significantly until that crash, which to me I think that was all orchestrated. Banks are behind that. They were closing short positions. I heard J.P. Morgan closed short positions right at the bottom. But so where does crypto go up? Well, you know, capital rotation with that. So when you see bonds not being the thing of choice, people are going to start removing their money out of that. That's not the safe play anymore. And so, you're either going to go into precious metals or you're going to rotate into crypto. And then you start adding in the Clarity Act and having regulatory compliance and making it safe for the big institutions to be able to participate without liability. That is where we'll really see a lot of capital pour in. So, it's definitely a multifaceted uh, answer to it. Throw in all the geopolitical stuff, um, that always seems to, once there's an announcement about something, it always seems to affect the market. But I think over time, as we get the regulatory piece and you see the old system starting to crumble, really there's no other choice. The solution is crypto, and it is chosen. So, along with gold and silver being behind it. So it's coming. It's going to be this year. We're going to see a major run. One of the likes, like everybody keeps calling it a bull cycle from last time. I don't think we've seen a cycle of what's about to come because it's new. There's a lot of utility. The utility that you can invest in it's not even been used yet. So, as we utilize that stuff, it's going to generate more capital, more usage. It's the internet of money really coming, and it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth. So,
Absolutely. Anyone else have any thoughts on that? Patriot, you hit them all, man. Appreciate that. Anyone else have any thoughts on that this year? Crypto.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I firmly believe in price before law because of Bearable Guy 123 or one of the other Ripple Riddlers. Whoever said it, something will happen before the Clarity Act. We just don't know what the catalyst will be. It could be a large purchase of the supply of Zebec / XRP. Whatever's gonna happen, it's going to happen before the Clarity Act, in my opinion.
Heavy, you were going to say something too, man? What you got, Heavy?
That being said, everything's kind of loaded up now. Now it's time it's implementation time. So putting all these partnerships and integrations to work and getting the ecosystem full blast rolling. I feel like the summer is going to be the beginning. I mean, we're a little delayed right now, I feel like, but no question. I feel like the late spring, summertime, all the way down to like December, it's going to be some big stuff happening.
I absolutely agree. Who else got Devin? What are your thoughts on it, man?
I think all the key points have already been hit, so it's hard for me to add in anything else for this.
Absolutely, man. One thing I'd like to add to it, I had a thought on that as we were talking, but I feel like the common theme here is that we're moving from a more speculative market that has really played a part in all these bull cycles in the past that really can't compare to what we're in now with utility cycles.
Absolutely.
And I think where a lot of people that are old school people that have been in crypto for a very long time, they've been in this expectation of the same type of bull runs that have occurred, and they're just not going to happen the same way. Gone are the cycles of the past, because now we're moving to more utility zone. And so I think that kind of sums up what everyone else was talking about there. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
So I got a couple of thoughts on,
All right,
well,
Zach.
one thought. It's happening right now in front of your eyes. Today is the day. It's happening. They're trying to make you sell everything you got right now. And then before you know it, they're all going to jump right in. The switch is about to hit, and February is the time. It's going to switch over real quick. And I think it's happening right now before our eyes.
Absolutely. All right, switching gears. We're going to do something a little different on this podcast. Actually, we're going to do a whole lot of things different because we have way more segments coming in future episodes. And some of the episodes you'll look forward to seeing are the swag segment with Throbbing Lantern, um, and just a whole lot more that we're going to do in the future. Being that this is the first episode, we just kind of want to get it out there, let you know who we are, and what we're about. But one of the segments that we want to introduce is just a little sports segment that we're going to add for any sports fans that watch these videos. And tonight we thought it'd be fun if we just talked about the upcoming Super Bowl, and give our predictions on who we think's going to win the Super Bowl, and whatever else Devin wants to, or whatever else Zebec United wants to talk about.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. So, first things first, yeah, I'm a big sports guy. I've been an athlete my entire life. I was always that one that was the closet nerd athlete. So it is what it is. Got to pay homage. So if you can see in my background, if that logo looks a little bit similar to a certain team, that's on purpose. I am one of the biggest Manchester United fans that you'll ever meet. It is the greatest team of all time. You can debate me on that all you want. You will lose. Anyway, going on to more relevant topics from here. For the U.S. career now, what bigger game is there coming up pretty soon than the Super Bowl? And we've got the New England Patriots as well as the Seattle Seahawks going back at it once again. I'm sure for any of the sports buffs, remember the last time that the Super Bowl was played, everybody wanted to know why Seattle did not give the ball to the greatest running back at that time on the 1 yard line and decided to pass it through an interception, cost them a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that different coaching staff now from Seattle, and obviously there's no Tom Brady this time. It's going to be a very good game, but you look at it this way, you have an up-and-coming quarterback in Drake May from the Patriots, who looks very promising. Could he be the second coming of Tom Brady? It's a little bit early to tell. Maybe it's not fair for me to put that pressure on him, but he is following him up. And then on the Seattle side, you have Sam Darnold. Career did not pan out that well with the Jets. He moves on, and now all of a sudden he has a second coming, and you never know what's going to happen. But personally, I just think that Seattle defense is going to be too much to handle, and I think Seattle is going to win this game, unfortunately. But I'm not the only one here on this panel, so let's hear from the rest.
Who else has a prediction? Throbbing, go ahead, give us your prediction, man.
Prediction related to what?
Super Bowl, who's going to win it?
Patriots. It'll be symbolic. 100%. But my favorite team already got eliminated. They're the Chargers, and they're terrible.
Patriot, who you got, man? Patriots?
You would think that I would say the Patriots, but not the same Patriots, I can tell you. It's definitely going to be Seattle. Defense is too good. Their offense is clicking on all cylinders, and I'm even going to put a score prediction out there, 38-24 Seattle.
Even with the score prediction. What you got, Heavy? What do you got in the game, man?
Considering Sammy D comes from my team, Minnesota Vikings, biggest blunder probably of the entire NFL season this year, getting rid of him. I think I think Sammy D is gonna put it up in the air, man. He's gonna hoist that Lombardi, man. So I'm gonna go Seattle, but Patriots. You just gotta watch your defense is really nasty, man. Like the last couple games, the one where they played the Chargers. I mean, they were tearing them up bad, man. Herbert was getting destroyed big time. You got to watch your D. I mean, other than that, I mean, I think Seattle's gonna do it. They're gonna give it to Sammy D, it's well deserved, man. That guy's been through hell, and it'd be nice for him to hoist that thing up, man. Like his tenure with the Jets, the Carolina, and then him going over to San Francisco, the backup. I think Shanahan did a good job with him, and then with him coming over to Minnesota, KO kind of, polished him up a lot more. And then, it's a shame that we let him go and to Seattle, but hey man, he proved everybody in that organization wrong, and I think he's well deserving of that Super Bowl. So we're gonna go with Seattle, man.
Yeah, it seems like the Vikings let go of him really, really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we drafted McCarthy. He got hurt in his first preseason game in his rookie year, and then which caused him to sit out this year or last year, and Sam Darnold just he just turned over something. He turned his leaf, and he was off to the races. He played very well. And I mean, the last two games against the Lions and then the one against the Rams, I mean, he fell apart, and I think the organization was like, it's not reliable, I know that Kwesi just got fired from Minnesota on Friday, so he's the general manager. So I know him and Coach O'Connell were, been going at it behind the scenes or whatever, and I'm sure they wanted to hold on to Sam Darnold, but Kwesi was the one to make the final calls and everything. So that's why they started JJ, I believe, but I clearly think it was the wrong call. They should have offered Darnold that position, or even Daniel Jones for that matter. He didn't stay because they weren't going to give him. They gave him better money than the Colts did, but he wanted to be guaranteed the starting job, and they weren't doing that. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna go Seattle though, man.
Yeah. Captain Zach, what are your thoughts on Super Bowl? Who do you got? I know you're a Bears fan.
Yeah, Bears
I tell you
fan,
what,
big time.
they had one of the best turnarounds out of any team this year. Honestly, most of the teams in it had turnarounds.
Yeah, under pressure, yeah, he's good. But I'm going to make it short and sweet. I'm going to probably go with Seattle for sure. I think heavy touch on everything.
Wow. Samurai?
So I'm not really a sports fan, but I haven't been a sports fan since the Patriots took down my team, the Panthers, in the Super Bowl a couple years back, and I think it was completely a messed up game. They should have won that one. Too many fouls were called, and I don't like the Patriots because of that.
So for me, we have something in common, I guess, because the Patriots also took out my team a couple times. I grew up a Rams fan in St. Louis, and so I was kind of pulling for the Rams this time as well. But I've kind of converted into a Bucks fan. But I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go with the Patriots just because everyone else is going for Seattle, except for maybe who else was for the Patriots. I'm going for the Patriots.
Well, ever since they beat my team, because I'm so confident in the Panthers' skill level, I've been fully convinced it's been rigged from the start.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's my deep dive conspiracy. There's no way the Patriots has really that many wins. And yes, I'm contrarian.
And I mean, I have to, since we're on the topic right now about the Patriots, did you all see the Hall of Fame and who did not get in on their first ballot for the Hall of Fame?
No, what happened, man? Tell us about it.
So You would think that winning 6 Super Bowls as a coach would get you enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Bill Belichick was not selected.
Why do you think that was?
Some people are saying it may have had an issue with, you have to go back to 2014, I believe it was, when there was an issue with certain footballs being deflated because apparently it gave Tom Brady a better grip. That's what some people are claiming. Some people are claiming that it's because of the voters, that he beat all of them and they didn't win more Super Bowls because of it for a few of them. So who knows? But a lot of people are saying that if winning 6 Super Bowls as a coach is not enough to get you in on a first ballot Hall of Fame, what is? And as somebody who hates the Patriots, because I have to reveal I did grow up as a Jets fan. So, yeah, talking about misery and torture, even I have to say what he did was incredible. And just from a sports perspective, I don't know what else more you can do to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So thanks for joining us on the Zebec Nation podcast tonight. I want to give a special shout out also to B Rocket, who created the song that you all hear at the beginning and the end of the episodes. Shout out to B Rocket. He does a lot of great music on X. Go follow him, B_Rocket1980. Go follow him now. And again, thank you for joining us. Zebec Nation out.
Turning up. Zebec Nation.
Zebec Nation, tap in, lock in. I'm on deck, all signal, no distortion. Hot news, breaking cultural thought of it. From protocol to the population compliance coordinated. Talk fast, think faster, headlines detonate. Builders, whales, insiders resonate. No filler, no filter, no scripted fabrication. Real-time execution, verified information.